two. Down to one. It's James. Yes!
This ball is crushed.
MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm on BS if real, my rhymes convict and heal.
Welcome to the Faithful Fan Show. I'm your host, Tony Cook. I am joined today by Big Juan from the Big Apple.
That's right. What's up, Tone?
Long time no talk to, dude. You're looking real studious with all the books in the back. You know what I mean? Look like a library over there.
Yeah, thank you. I worked on it for 3 seconds, loading it on my Zoom.
Yeah, exactly. So much effort. The effort.
Exactly, but it looks nice. I like those,
Absolutely.
homely looking backgrounds.
How is New York? So it's the holiday. Well, it's like the beginning.
We're starting holidays.
How's the weather out in New York? I genuinely want to know. Like, how is it during Halloween time?
It's been warm, honestly.
Okay, so it's not snowing yet.
Nah, not at all.
It's snowing right around when out there. It's like right around.
Well, it's weird. Last year it didn't snow, I think, till like after Christmas.
Oh wow.
So if it's like last year, but it should snow earlier. It should snow like right around Thanksgiving or
Yeah, come on, you guys got to get snowfall for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But anyways, Juan, I wanted the weather update out there in New York, but a lot of other popping things have been happening in New York. The Knicks started playing. You know what I'm saying? The Jets, since I've talked to you, a lot has happened. So
yeah,
we have to talk about all that. We're gonna get to that, but quickly, you've seen the Knicks for like what, 4 or 5 games. What's your take on the new team? Start of the season for the NBA.
Kind of same old. You know, I'm just they have good players. I think Jalen Brunson has established himself as a guy that you can build something around.
Okay.
You know, but I don't know that he has the pieces around him, right? Like there's some good players, you know, like that get some things done, but they're not going to compete with.
Yeah.
You know,
it seems like Julius Randle has kind of taken a step back. It looks like he's not trying to be that. He's probably conceded, obviously, to Jalen Brunson, but in that he doesn't look himself to me. Like, since maybe it's just like because I'm just stat sheet reading, but I'm like, no, interesting. He took like the least amount of shots in the starting lineup. That doesn't sound like the Julius Randle.
No, it's not. But he's. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll come around or whatever. It's still early on in the season.
It's still early.
Yeah, I don't think there's any conclusions to be made, but they're just not better than they were last year. I mean, they're a playoff team, I think. All right.
Yeah. And do you like it? Didn't you guys get DiVincenzo? How do you guys like him from the I think it was on the Bucks last year, or maybe the Warriors?
Again, it's too early to see what they're DiVincenzo. Yeah, he's from the Warriors.
Warriors last year, yeah.
Here's with the Warriors. He's kind of a nice plug and play guy that he's high effort, high energy, and can do some. But he's skilled. It's not like he's just he's out there to collect 5 fouls or whatever. No, he's a skilled guy and he's a high energy guy. So he's good. He's gonna be fine. But again, it's early in the season. He's gonna find his groove in that offense or even in that defense and. They'll figure something out. They'll be fine. They're probably middle of the pack, because I think Milwaukee got better, even though they're not quite gelling yet or whatever. But
they got better for sure with Damian.
But you can't imagine that I can't imagine that they'll play worse. At least not. I can't imagine it. But maybe sometimes those moves don't work out. But
exactly. But from what I've seen on the East so far. You guys probably middle of the pack, but Boston looks pretty good.
Yeah, Boston's good. Milwaukee's good. Miami's probably gonna be good.
They're always right there.
You can always say something about Miami, but they figure it out. However that works out. So there'll probably be some other teams that are gonna do better. Or
what's your take on Wembanyama? He's crazy, right? Have you seen him?
Yeah.
He's better than advertised. I was like, during preseason, I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah, slightly surprised at the level, right? But
how skilled
it just looks crazy too, right? Like it just
Yeah.
like what? Like what? You know, it just looks crazy, and it's like an even taller Kevin, Durant, like it's an even
That's what
taller.
everyone is saying. Everyone's saying like
Oh,
a
it's just
taller
like,
Kevin Durant. I mean,
like,
and we're not saying I don't think he's quite there from the
oh yeah,
perimeter,
not from the.
but what he can do around the basket too, as far as blocking shots and rim protection, he's ridiculous right now. Like
He has a lot more mobility, flexibility than you would think for a guy his length.
exactly.
Like, and he doesn't even have to be that fast, because if he takes a step, it takes like 3 of the other dudes
Across the court. Yeah.
like, yeah, no, it's impressive. It's cool. Hopefully he stays injury free, because I like, watching guys that are going to come in and change the game, or
Yeah,
however that works.
and not too many people get this, like they get this hype coming in, but after a couple games so far, I know it's still early, but he does look like someone that's going to change stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully he stays healthy. That's the main thing, right? Like look
Yeah.
at Zion Williamson, right? Like all the hype around
True.
Zion. And when he's on the court, he looks good. But
Yep, they still look
barely
good
on
this
the
year
court.
with him. Exactly, he's barely on the court. But
anyways,
basketball,
the Knicks, man, they're
Back to
gonna be
the
right
Knicks.
there. They'll be fine.
they'll be fine. They'll be fine in the East. Lakers, I got some questions about the Lakers on the West, but that's another pod for another day. We're gonna get
Another
over
show. That's another show.
That's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get right over to NFL and the action that took place before we talk about the Jets and their game to come when you guys are seeing this tonight or whatever. But the Jets play the Chargers. But before we break that down, Cowboys had a good game against the Eagles. Some would say best team in the NFL. This is just me speculating from what us playing them and watching them throughout the season so far. The only team where every single possession and every first down is 4-down territory. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're doing that 4th down push tush or whatever.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
Push.
They did it they did not fail, dude. Like that's I was like, are you serious? So their whole game plan isn't even about 3 downs. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to get as many yards up to that little, worst case scenario. They're going to push Jalen Hurts 2 yards and in.
Yeah.
They're successful at it, 100%.
Right. Do you think they're going to change that? Do you think they're going to?
They hate. Yeah, that's hating. And I'm a Cowboy fan, so I got the brunt of the beating yesterday on that whole push or tush push thing. I got the brunt of the beating on that because they did it every single time. And they were successful every single time. It would be hating for the NFL to take the QB sneak out because the team is dominant at it. Like, that'd be hating. But at the end of the day, they're the better team. It came down to inches, though. It really, there was a couple plays where they fumbled it and got it back.
That was one of those. I think that was one of those games where if the Cowboys had just like 1% better luck, they probably would have won the game. Honestly. It's not, it's one of the, you're going to lose a couple of those in a season.
I can sleep with that one. I slept much better than I'm going to say it one more time. And then we're done with the 49ers until the playoffs, probably. I slept really bad after the 49ers lost because we got destroyed. I'm like, got a long way to go. But against the Eagles, it was like, okay, tough break team. You guys played well, but it still hurts to lose to the Eagles. We don't like you, Eagle fans. We hate you. But anyways, I'm done ranting on the Cowboys. We'll get better. We have a nice little stretch of I shouldn't say easy games, but winnable games.
Right.
Some teams where we maybe could patent our record a little bit. Not looking into the future, but we could play these games, get our confidence up for the next time we have to play the Eagles, or I think we play the Bills later on. We play a couple tough teams later on.
Which the Bills, they're not looking.
I don't know if they're tough. Oh yeah, okay. Excellent transition. Thank you for stopping me because we're gonna switch over to the Jets and your division.
Yeah,
the Bills who did early on. Everyone's like, okay, they're top tier, contenders. But as the season's fading, I think after yesterday, and if you guys handle business today, you're second in the division to Miami, right? You guys are ahead of the Bills. Right. The Jets.
We would be second in Miami, I think, or tied with Miami essentially because we haven't played Miami. So we're gonna play them twice here towards the end of the season. But yeah, it's Bills. It's a little surprising, like they started off. Well, they didn't really start off because the Jets beat them game one.
Y'all beat them. Y'all beat them opening night. It's kind of
But
looking.
they were fighting the tide of emotion. So that always counts. That always helps. But anyway, yeah, the Jets are in a good position to make to kind of get a leg up in the division.
Yeah.
But whether they are able to do that against the Chargers, that remains to be seen.
And we played the Chargers already, and I'll let you know this. Justin Herbert is not all that he's at. Like, I feel maybe he just had a bad game against us. But if you could dial up some pressure, if you could dial up some pressure like how we did, you guys can too with Quinn and Williams. You guys have a good front. You guys can make it a hard day for Herbert. You guys
but he had a bad finger, not on his throwing.
Oh, absolutely, you're right. Yep, I forget that. He did have
supposedly he could see bone.
And it was hard for him to take snaps. So
right. And you're thinking about it, getting hit, falling.
Tackles. Yeah, getting tackled, falling to the ground.
Just thinking about it all this stuff. Look at like Joe Burrow. Look how good he's looked the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
After his calf is pretty much good now. Like he's looked
great.
World difference.
And you know what's crazy? Every team in that division, that AFC division,
it's tough.
Can make the playoffs right now. Like if the playoffs started right now, they'd all be. So is it the Ravens, the Bengals, the Steelers, and the Browns? All of them, they're all at the top of the AFC right now. That's a crazy division. If you look, it's early, like you said, so the standings will balance themselves out because they all have to play each other.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you would have to think that the Browns are going to fall off, but hey, kudos, props to them.
Steelers probably so too.
Yeah, Steelers should fall off. They don't really have that marquee quarterback. They have a good defense, but they're going to have the same issue like the Jets are having.
But the Ravens and the Bengals look good. The Ravens
look really good, and the Bengals they're as long as Joe Burrow stays healthy, they're going to be tough to beat, honestly, by anyone. But back to the Jets. The Jets. Look, at the end of the day, obviously, Zach Wilson looks horrible for 90% of the game. No, I mean he does 90% of the game, but the defense keeps him in it. And then for the last, but he makes just enough plays where he makes you think oh, this is the guy.
And honestly, you know what? He benefits from a very nice running back that you guys as soon as you guys up the carries for him, your offense started doing a lot better. His name Breece Hall.
Yeah, Breece Hall. But the main issue with all that is the offensive line, right? Like the offensive line is still, we've last week we were on our fourth center. So, this week we're back to the third one.
So third string's back and he's ready to go.
Yeah. So he's the starter. He's just going to be the starter tonight.
But now the fourth string probably has more game experience than the.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? But that's a big problem. And it's not all Zach Wilson's fault. But there's just a ton of throws where you think you should be able to make that throw. You cannot take a sack on fourth down.
Yeah.
You cannot run back 17 yards and not throw it away and take a sack. Those kinds of things are you're how could he do that?
Yeah, exactly.
But then, he makes 50 yards worth of throws in 24 seconds and clocks.
He's still a gunslinger nonetheless. So he could get hot on some what's his name? Fitzpatrick? Kind of like Fitzpatrick, where Fitzpatrick will do a bunch of bad stuff, ill-advised stuff, but then he'll throw you back in the game.
Right. Yeah. I don't know about that comparison, but we'll see.
You're I don't know if he's that good yet, but
if the Jets get 3 turnovers, they'll win. If the defense gets 3 turnovers, I think the Jets win.
You're talking about for tonight.
Tonight, yeah, against the Chargers.
Okay.
If they can get 3 turnovers, they're gonna win. And they'll win, maybe a little more than a touchdown. They could probably get 2 scores up on San Diego.
So what are we? So give me numbers, Juan. We're thinking like.
Look,
20,
I'll go.
Are you guys gonna be in the 20s or in the teens?
Three turnovers. I say they win 23-10.
Okay, I like that score.
Chargers will start out hot, but then the defense is gonna figure it out, and they'll shut them down. And it's just up to it's up to Zach and company to figure out how to score points if they
And
can.
you guys your guys' defense is still top 5 in the NFL. That's why you guys are winning.
Yeah, no, they're
That's why you
top
guys
tier
are winning
defense.
games.
I think they give up more yards than they should, to be honest. But they're still a really good defense. Like they just have really good players in good spots. So they have a good front, but they have a great edge rusher in Bryce Huff. And maybe, you could argue Jermaine Johnson, although he could be a linebacker too. And then they have a great linebacker in Quincy Williams. And even though he's aging, he's still really good. CJ Mosley. And then on the back end, you have Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed, who are really good. So,
DJ Reed is having a better season than Sauce Gardner because of the injuries, I feel like.
Well, not just that, but Sauce Gardner gets like 2 throws a game or something.
They don't even throw his way.
They don't only throw to his side,
You're right.
So it's tough. So if you're not throwing to his side, then he's still, he's probably covering guys pretty well.
If you don't hear a corner's name, if you don't hear a corner's name,
struggles a little bit is in zone, a little bit, not much though.
Okay, got you. And also, I was watching before we got on here. I was watching Aaron Rodgers warming up, no boo. Why is he out for that?
You had a torn.
He suffered the same injury, so I'm. I thought I recovered pretty quick. It was like 2 months, and it was like 2 months for me. But and I'm still
2 months for you to be back to normal, or
I'm not normal. But I mean, 2 months before I was out of my boot. I was in the boot for.
Out of a boot. Yeah, dude hasn't even worn a boot, or it doesn't seem.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't think I've ever seen him in a boot. So what's going on over there?
He walked into the stadium today like nothing. He just no visible. You wouldn't even tell.
No limp. No, he's out there. I was watching him warm up because they have him on Monday Night Football before the kickoff or whatever, and he's warming up out there, throwing the football, catching the football. I'm like, wait, he's catching too? Okay.
I don't think it's indicative of how quickly he's going to get back, to be honest, but it is impressive nonetheless. There's an outside chance he makes it towards the end of the season, maybe playoffs if the Jets are in that position. But again,
okay. So let me stop you there. Let me frame this.
Yeah.
If that's the case, so you're saying, because it's likely that the Jets will be a playoff team. Because I honestly feel like the way y'all played us, you guys beat the Bills already once. So let me ask: Are you going to SoFi to play, or is it in your
state? Here.
Oh God. Okay. So
it's just up the street.
You guys win this one. You guys win this one. You guys get to play the Bills again. The Jets will be in playoff contention.
Oh yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, are you saying he's coming back before the playoffs, or
no? If he comes back, it would be for playoffs. But
okay. Would you be okay with that? Would you be okay with Zach Wilson? Right. I just want to ask you to Zach Wilson gets you guys into the show. You're okay with letting Aaron Rodgers take over fresh off an Achilles that
I mean, if we continue to win the way we've been winning, you got to put Aaron Rodgers back in there, because it's you can't. There's no way that's sustainable. For
absolutely.
But you know what? But props to Zach Wilson. As bad as he looks at times, he gets W's. At the end of the day, he gets W's. So say what you want about the guy, and I'm a big critic of him. But if he gets you W's, great. But again, not sustainable.
Honestly, so what I've seen from difference between last year when he got to play and this year when he got to play, he's a whole nother player. You could tell he's trying to be a leader out there. Even though, yes, you're right, he takes a lot of sacks. There's some throws where he gets sacked because he's like, damn, I don't want to throw he's trying to dial it back. He seems like he's more in control this year than he was last year. And he's gotten progressively better. He's gotten progressively better, I feel like, as the season's gone. Early.
There's some wheels spinning there, and look in the good direction, I would say. But again, you would think that some of the throws he misses, he just should be able to make, and then some of the decisions he just should not be making those decisions.
Yeah.
Some again, but then he gets it done. So.
Is this year 3?
Year 3.
Okay, yeah.
Year 3. So I mean,
absolutely
he's been through the ringer. and to be fair, this whole team, this whole scheme, everything was built for Aaron Rodgers, not Zach Wilson, like at all.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
so that makes a difference, right? Like that's kind of a big deal. No, it's not kind of. It is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Especially for a guy that just doesn't have it, right? Like he obviously was not ready to go, coming out
early because he didn't start. Yeah, they benched him immediately. Yeah.
So, but hey, he's still in there. Like I said.
Yeah, you guys have a winning record right now. A winning record right now.
They're
I
above
didn't
500.
expect that. Aaron Rodgers he was there for one series. So this has been Zach Wilson's showcase.
Yeah, no, Zach Wilson's been there, and he came in and back up, and he won against the Bills, and he got bailed out by Garrett Wilson on a touchdown throw, but whatever. They're what, overall for the Jets, as a lifelong Jets fan that's suffered through a lot of and then on top of that, we're like, oh, we're gonna get Aaron Rodgers, hurt. Like I talked to other Jets fans that are like, I knew that was gonna happen. Like, there's just no way the Jets are gonna get, lucky or whatever.
That's awful.
No,
one
it's true.
series.
That's how a lot of us think. But a couple of the games that the Jets have won this season, including the one against the Eagles, where it was like kind of those things that just didn't go the Jets' way, but they won. Like that's unusual for Jets. Like,
yeah,
things don't go great, but they win. Like that's unusual. So maybe the Kansas City game, that they got a little screwed on that one, and they probably had a chance to win that one, especially the way Zach Wilson was playing. But against the Eagles, a couple things went their way that normally don't. So hey, we'll take it.
You guys are winning games where the spread is against you. Like,
oh yeah, none of the games.
More times than not, the spread you guys are not favored to win. I feel like.
Yeah, well, the only game they were favored to win was against the Giants, which they almost lost and won in some miracle. Look, I was watching the game at a bar when Zach Wilson took a sack on like 4th and 15, and it was like a minute and a half left. I left the bar, and I turned the radio on, and I'm like, wait, what? What? And then I got to a house and watched the overtime. So I was, but whatever. We'll take it. We'll take it.
You'll take it.
We'll see. But if they beat the Chargers tonight, that's got to give them a lot of confidence. That should shut a couple people up. And it is the Chargers are a good limit test. They're not the great team, but they're a solid team, and they have some good players.
Absolutely. So, they have some good players. They have a good offense. So
this will have a good offense.
This will be a good test for the defense, honestly. Like,
yeah, it is.
You guys, it won't be the craziest as far as because I don't think Joey Bosa and all them. Oh no, they have Khalil Mack, so they do have some pressure off the edges.
No, so, they do. They have a decent defense too.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how Zach Wilson handles Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa off the edge. Like, that's probably the only thing I could see about their defense that's threatening that we ran into when we played them. But
we'll see how fast they start. I think the best thing they could do is get Wilson throwing off first down instead of they're like 90. I don't know the percentage, but it's a huge percentage. It seems like they always run on first down, and they kind of get caught up on long second and third downs. So I think they got to try their hand more at letting Zach Wilson go on that first second down, and then
let him do what he got to do.
Try and get those first downs, third and shorts, on the ground. So maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
So you got 21-10 Jets in New York.
23-10.
Ooh, 23. Wait, 20.
Yeah, but we need those 3 turnovers though. We need those 3 turnovers.
Absolutely. Let's go, Big Juan. Hey, thank you so much for joining the Faithful Fan Show and dropping that New York knowledge on the Knicks and the Jets side. Appreciate you, dog. Once again, happy holidays.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yep. Hey, and you're coming out in December, so I'm gonna see you in person this year. It's a good year.
All right, man.
Anything you got to say to the fans before we get out of here?
Like, subscribe, hit, comment, hit us up. Tell us how awesome we are. Yeah.
Hey, it's Chargers versus New York Jets. Hey, everyone hit the comments. Tell us who you think is going to win. Until next time on the Faithful Fan Show. Dun, 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 dun.
Rookie in the paint, going hard with the band. Shot so much, man, I think I need a lay. In the paint, going hard. I'm there, I need a lay. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm Morpheus and real, my rhymes convict and heal. A world blind, my lies a red pill, real. Ball like I've been here, rookie in his prime. Focus like Jordan the second time. Kobe in playoff times, you know believe when I drive. Call for it, Kalinko in the Blizo spit. Auto like free throws, Vahito. Circle loose stroke magic, rhymes over